This is Naufal Mohammed working as a physiotherapist in Safeguard Family Health. Okay. When it comes to our physiotherapy clinical practice, most of the physiotherapists wears a blinders like a horse. So this makes them to look pain from a single perspective, which is nothing but a tissue perspective. So I designed this presentation in such a way that would help us to see pain from a wider perspective, not from a eyes of a horse. சிம்பிளாக சொல்லணும்னா குதிரை மாதிரி இப்படி கடிவாளம் கட்டிட்டு பெயின் அப்படி பார்க்காம வைடர் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்ல பாருங்கன்றது தான் மை கான்செப்ட் இஸ் ஓகே as like last two times, this time also I'm going to start with yes one story. In my company, I got one patient. She's around 60 and she's been facing the ankle pain for almost 10 years. I think by the end of the year she's going to celebrate her decade anniversary of pain. Okay, anyway, chronic pain. She told me I gone for lots of therapy and lots of doctors told me some flat foot or something like deformity. Still now I'm facing the same pain now. What should I do? நம்ம தான் கொஞ்சம் எவிடன்ஸ் பேசுகிற ரிசர்ச்லாம் கொஞ்சம் தெரியும்ல. No worry ma'am, I'm not like other therapist. I know what to do. I know lots of research paper. No, I will help you. I'll be there for you. I'll be with you. Okay, fine. We started the therapy. 1 week gone. She called me and Naufal, what about the foot scanning, Naufal? Foot scanning, ma'am, please. Ma'am. See, you know, tissue damage is not equal to pain. Please don't go with the foot scanning. Your pain is not from your flat foot. Your pain is in your head. Wait, ma'am, I will send you one article which says about the biopsychosocial model of pain. It says about biopsychosocial model of pain. In this you can find out your triggering factor from your psychological and sociological perspective. So what you think about the pain also matters now. So then I cut the call. Tomorrow one of my colleague, she is business development executive, she calls me and Naufal, Radha ma'am called and she complains you, Naufal. நான் என்ன பண்ணேன், நீ தான் உங்கள் சைக்கோன்னு திட்டினியாமே அப்படின்னாங்க. சைக்கோவா, நான் சொல்லவே இல்லையே. Then I realized when I says about the biopsychosocial model, she omitted the word biosocio, she pinpointed the word and psycho. She herself thought that I scolded her like a psycho. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. Fortunately, we both of them in a flirtship relationship. She is my கொஞ்சம் அதனால் ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்லி நான் தப்பிச்சிட்டேன். ஸோ guess what if she convey the same thing with management? Psycho நான் திட்டின்னு நினச்சா என்ன நினைப்பாங்க? So that is the place I have some, I don't have any idea about the biopsychosocial model of the pain. So today we were going to see what does the biopsychosocial model really means about the pain. Okay, what is pain? As we all know, the pain is always a personal experience, something like that. Okay, so okay, what is the purpose of suffering from a pain? What is the purpose? For you know what, for violinists, left fingers are more sensitive than right finger. What is the purpose? Okay, how many of you like pain? How many of you? No one, but I like pain because pain is like our teacher who always wants to do good deeds, who always wants us to score high mark, not a fail mark, but we don't like her because adipanga, which is unpleasant. Pain is also like unpleasant, but the purpose of pain is to protect us from a damage. For example, for violinist, brain knows, violinist used to rank the violin with the help of left finger, something like that. Okay, so their violinist brains knows the left fingers are more important than right finger, so it protects their left finger in such a way that even a mild pain threshold cause them to alert more. So the purpose of pain is to protect the tissue from initial damage or from a further damage. And the second thing I like pain because அதான் நமக்கு சோறு போடுது, right? Because of pain, nowadays therapists used to call themselves as a pain scientist. So okay, what happens if we don't feel pain? We don't live long. Of course, there is a condition called congenital insensitivity to pain. which is a congenital problem. It's difficult for a person to feel the pain. So even in childhood days, we might come across like falling or something like that. So if we don't feel pain, we won't live. So pain is a vital mechanism, vital protective mechanism. So okay, what is the relationship between pain and tissue damage? Everyone thinks if there is a pain, so if there is a tissue damage, there is a pain, which means we always directly we always try to give a direct relationship between tissue damage and pain, which is not, because if it is fact, then why people with the phantom, once they get being amputated, they feel pain. There is no tissue. See, there is no tissue such as, but they feel pain. So tissue damage is not equal to pain. Even we can even take help from MRI. For most of the people, if you go and take MRI, for most of the people, they might end up in abnormal findings like disc prolapse. Or what is your age? 24. You have chance of the chance of being able to diagnose disc prolapse is about 30%. One disc prolapse you have pain, back pain. Yes, sir. Okay, okay. The thing is, if you go, for example, if you took MRI for people more than 50 years of age, the chance of being diagnosed with the disc prolapse is almost 70%, but they don't have any pain. So MRI is of low value when it comes to pain. This itself says that tissue. See, if narcissism is the real reason for pain, means the person, even though they have a disc prolapse, which is a tissue damage, right? But they don't have any pain. Okay, I also wants to say that I took help from Professor Lorimer Mosley for experimental finding. He is a physiotherapist come neuroscientist. He has been almost there for almost decades, and he have published more than 300 articles. So in one of his trial, he asked the participant to squeeze their own hand. For example, if I am the person, first I have to squeeze my hand, followed by my friend, followed by the stranger. See what is the result is. If I squeeze my hand, I pinpoint the pain as low, followed by our friend, followed by the stranger. So what does mean? Same person, same pressure, but because of the risk, we tend to think if it is stranger, hey, so this is what they think. Same person, same pressure, but different pain, different level of pain. Okay, non-noxious input matters more for pain. Non-noxious input in the sense what you see, what you hear, what you've been touched also matters for pain. Here I'm projecting 3 experimental, 2 is from Lorimer Mosley and 1 is from another researcher. In one investigation, Lorimer Mosley used the probe which is minus 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, he recruited the few people. He recruits most of the people, and for few people, at the time of stimulating the probe, they saw red light. And for another few people, they saw blue light, which means at the time of the stimulus, the probe is maintained minus 20 degrees Celsius for all the peoples. But for few peoples, they saw red light, and for few peoples, they saw blue light. The people who have been exposed with the red light complains of more pain when they've been rather than the person who is exposed with the blue light. So what the red means? We usually think that red means hot and more damage. So the person who is exposed with the red light complains of more pain. So what you see is matters for pain. And the second experiment is, see, in another one trial, Mosley recruited a person with chronic hand pain, and they provide glasses. In one glasses which magnify the size of the hand. For example, if I am the person, sense if I wear that glasses, it magnifies my hand view. Literally, it increases the size of my hand. For few people's, normal glasses, as like the glass that I am wearing. And for another few people, they give glasses which minimize the size of the hand. So literally, if this is my hand, it look like this. So try pandra. Okay. So see what is the result. The person who wears the magnifier glasses feels more pain than the normal people. Same chronic hand pain, same pain, but the person who wears the magnifier glasses feels more pain than the normal people. And another one important to note, see the person who wears the minifying glasses, if the size is less, pain is less. Okay. In another trial, we tend to think that stiffness is something related to injury, but stiffness is a perception. In another one, they use that indenter, which literally use some indentation and the kuli vilugra mari. So they recruit the person with a back pain stiffness. At the time of indentation, they put two type of sounds. First sound is like a cracky sound, door open பண்ற மாதிரி like a weird sound, and the second sound is a smooth sound. The person who hear the cracky sound feels more stiffness than the people who hears the normal sound. Same indentation, same person, but with different emotions or different intensity of pain. So what you hear, what you been touched, what you see matters more for pain. That's why we in our physiotherapy practice we usually says in your see your disc வந்து வெளியில தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கு, you should not bend. See the cartilage is fully gone away, damage ஆயிடுச்சு. So this kind of things may influence the person's pain. So we have to be very careful about what we convey to the patient. So yeah, the conclusion is what you see, what you have, what you've been touched is also matters for pain, not only a noxious stimulus or tissue damage. Okay, context is also matters more for pain. I think I am going to share one story. When I was doing my 12th standard, English teacher, she distribute the paper. At the time of distribution, she used to hit who scores the low mark. Of course, நான் கம்மியான மார்க் தான் வாங்கினேன். ஸோ பிகாஸ் கேர்ள்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கனால நான் போயிட்டு மேம் அவ்வளோதான். திஸ் மை ரியாக்ஷன் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் தி கண்டெக்ஸ்ட். கேர்ள்ஸ்லாம் உட்காந்து நம்ம ஹீரோ மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் இருக்கணுன்றதுக்காண்டி. அனதர் பர்சன் அவன் போயிட்டு என்ன பண்ணுறான், ஓ மேம் பெயின்ஃபுல். இன்னொருத்தன் சுருண்டுட்டான். ரியலி இது நான் வந்து எக்ஸாஜரேட் பண்ணி சொல்ல, சேம் இதுதான் மார்க்குங்க, அவன் சுருண்டுட்டான். சரி, தி கண்டெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்டர். நான் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஹீரோ மாதிரி இருக்கணுன்ற ஆசைப்படுறதுனால நான் பண்ண முடியல. ஸோ திஸ் வாட் தி கண்டெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்டர், சிச்சுவேஷன் மேட்டர்ஸ். When a soldier injured in a battle, there is a good likelihood that the victim will not feel any pain. ஏன்னா அவங்க வந்து எமர்ஜென்சி சுச்சுவேஷன் இருக்காங்க, அங்கே பெயினாக இருக்குது, நான் இன்ஜுரி ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படின்ட்டு அவங்க ஃபோக்கஸை இழந்தாங்கன்னா they might end up in a more difficult situation. We might also experience at the time of playing, we may be hit or fall, but until the game's over, we don't put more focus toward the injury. செட்டில் விளாண்ட்டு வந்து பார்க்குறேன் ஃபுல்லாக காலில் ரத்தம் பெயின், பட் வளர்றப்ப எனக்கு தெரியல. ஸோ தி சிச்சுவேஷன் மேட்டர்ஸ் மோர் பெயின். ஸோ ஓகே, ஹவு அவர் பிரெயின் ப்ராசஸ் தி பெயின். For to do this, I have to take help from Larimer Masley. He has shared one story in the stage. So right now I'm going to act like a Larimer Masley. Okay. One day I walked in the garden. Something has touched. At the time of crossing the bush, chedi, something has touched my leg. So what happened? And the nociceptor sends signal to the spinal cord. Hey, spinal cord, I got a message from the skin. Something has touched my skin. Please have a look at it. Now this signal goes to spinal cord to the thalamus. Now thalamus sends signal to the brain. Now, hey brain, spinal cord, I have received a message from a spinal cord. It says that something has touched your skin. Please have a look at it. Now the sensory cortex sends the same signal to the frontal cortex, then to the parietal cortex. Now the frontal cortex, voice of the frontal cortex. Hey parietal cortex, have you been experiencing the same situation in your past? Parietal cortex, yeah. At the time of growing, you have faced the same experience. I think this is a twigs, kuchi. You have experienced the same situation at the time of crossing the bush. Lots of times you have been scratched with the twigs. So this is not a danger. Frontal cortex. Oh, okay, fine, fine. Thank you. So, okay, memory cortex. I think you have to make sure this whether this is correct or not. Yeah, this is correct. I've been exposed with the same memory. Okay, now frontal cortex says, oh, which means no danger. This is just a twitch. Go out. Okay, now போயிட்டான் ஆஃப்டர் 5 minutes something like that மயக்கம் போட்டு கீழே வந்துடுறேன் லாரி மரம் மாசம் நான் இல்லை they bring them to hospital and doctor says that congratulations, you have been survived from the most deadliest snake, you have been bitten by the second most deadliest snake in the world, but you have been survived. So what they, because of past experience, their brain misinterpret the things as a twigs, but he has been bitten by the snake. Same situation after 6 months. He's the one who told this story. Right now I'm enacting the same. That's all. Okay. After 6 months. Okay, what happened? Reverse. Okay. Now same signal is sending from a nociceptor to the spinal cord. Now spinal cord to the thalamus, then to the frontal cortex, then again to the now the parietal cortex. Hey, before 6 months you have been exposed with the same thing. You are almost dead. I think this might be snake. Now the parietal cortex, memory cortex, yeah, same. Okay, then what frontal cortex says, this might be because of snake, so you have to be very careful. That I think you need the immediate attention. So because of to replicate this emergency situation, I'm end up in a more pain. கடைசியில் பார்த்தா குச்சி. So now the situation matters more for pain. This is how the brain processes the pain. Only one thing that you have to keep in mind is pain is a output from the brain, not only an input. Brain took lots of inputs from multiple sensory, like as I told, what you see, what you hear, your nociceptor, everything. Then brain is the mastermind of pain. Brain only decides what the things that we have to do after being exposed to the pain. So this is how the pain processed in the brain. Okay, what is the bio means in biopsychosocial model of pain? In biopsychosocial model, it doesn't mean that they have reject the structural like nociceptor or something like that. The core concept of biopsychosocial model is to reject the biomedical model, which means the tissue based model, but they don't reject the noxious stimulus. Noxious stimulus is also matters for them. Doesn't I misconveyed my things, like your to the girl say to the patient that your pain is in your head. That is not correct. When it comes to pain, chronic pain, noxious stimulus is also matter. I will give you 3 contexts. For example, a therapist who don't follow the biopsychosocial model. For example, a patient came with a history of back pain. He complains of pain at the time of sitting slouched. What the person who don't follow the biopsychosocial model do now? Okay, posture is the problem. You have to change your posture. This is what they think because their focus is fully towards the tissue or posture. Tissue in the sense, okay, posture is the problem. Okay, what the person who follows the biopsychosocial model, but they interpret in something a wrong manner. They comprehend the idea in a wrong manner. So what they do? போஸ்டர்லாம் ஒன்றும் மேட்ரு இல்லை, நீங்கள் பார்த்து உட்காரலாம், நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லவுச் பண்ணி உட்காரலாம், அதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் ஆகாது. ஸோ திஸ் வாட் தே. But what the person who do, if they really understand the concept of biopsychosocial model, ஓகே உங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறது கரெக்டு தான், நீங்கள் ஸ்லவுச் பண்ணி உட்காரப்போ உங்களுக்கு பெயின் வருதா இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல. இட்ஸ் லைக் ஏ wound. If you poke the wound, of course that will cause you pain, but after it doesn't mean you should not touch the same point for your lifetime. Once it get healed, once the wound get healed, if you touch the same area, it won't cause you pain. Same as like, because of your back is sensitized, you have a back pain. Because of that, at the time of sitting down, you might feel pain. It doesn't mean your posture is a problem. So until time, நீங்கள் வேணா உங்கள் posture, you can at the time of உங்களுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி sitting slouch தான் ப்ராப்ளம் வந்தால் do exercise or movement or something like that. This is what because if they've been அதாவது பயோ தப்பாக ஒரு இன்டர்பிரட் பண்ணிவிட்டு அவங்க வந்து இல்லை நீங்கள் வந்து போஸ்டரில் ஒன்றும் மேட்டரில் நீங்கள் இப்படியே ஸ்லவுச் பண்ணி உட்காருங்கன்னு சொன்னால் திஸ் ஆல்சோ மைட் காஸ் சம்திங் பிகாஸ் அவங்க என்ன நினைப்பாங்க ஓகே ஸ்லவுச்சு போஸ்டர் தான் ப்ராப்ளம்ன்றத as I told what he thinks is also matters for pain. So neuroplasticity கூட we can even connect this with the neuroplasticity. If you have been exposed with something for more period of time, it tends to wire neurons fire together will wire together. So அதுவே அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு இதே ஆயிரும் ஸ்லவுச்சு தான் ப்ராப்ளம்ன்ற மாதிரி திங்க் பண்ணுவாங்க. So we have to be very careful about when it comes to biopsychosocial model. The core concept of biopsychosocial model is to when it comes to pain, everything matters. This is what they're trying to say. Okay, the clinical takeaway is pain is the output from the brain that is influenced by many inputs, as I told, visual, hearing, touching, what you're thinking, past experience, emotional, lots of things. See, consider the brain. If you don't have brain, it's impossible for us to comprehend the world. I can even say the world is because of brain. See, we literally understand the world, this world, the universe because of the brain. Brain இருக்கிறனால தான் நம்ம பார்க்குறோம், ஃபீலிங்ஸ், சென்சேஷன், இது உலகம், அதாவது எனக்கு கான்சியஸ்னஸ் ஒன்று இருக்குன்னு நானே அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ ஹவு பிரெயின் இஸ் மோர் காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ். ஓகே, நான் பிரெயின் இப்படி தான் வேலை பார்க்குறது நானே சொல்கிறேன். ஸோ பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த பிரெயின். இஃப் யூ டோன்ட் ஹவ் பிரெயின், இட்ஸ் டிஃபிகல்ட் ஃபார் அஸ் டு காம்ப்ரிஹெண்ட் தி யூனிவர்ஸ். யூனிவர்ஸ் இவ்வளோ இங்கேருந்து லைட்டு வந்து சன்லேருந்து நமக்கு ரீச் ஆக 8 minutes ஆகுது. ஸோ see how complex the brain is. So the pain is also more complex. Pain is a reaction from a brain. When the brain is more complex, pain is also complex. So don't focus only on the tissue. See from a wider perspective. Lots of things are there to consider when it comes to pain. So this is what they take. Pain can save your life, and it's not the same as tissue damage. Pain breeds pain. Pain நினச்சிட்டே இருந்தாங்கன்னா suppose. So it's all in the biopsychosocial model means at the end it comes to the biological. Doesn't mean your pain is all on your head. The ultimate end is biological. Psychological and sociological event may manipulate the intensity like a radio. Radioல வர வாய்ஸ் ஒன்று தான், but by manipulating the intensity we just change the frequency, எவ்வளோ தூரம் கேட்குது அப்படின்றதான். So brain is the one who do this kind of things. Thank you.